Coming from a town of 500 in western Wisconsin, my sheltered experience during my upbringing was at times an obstacle towards wrapping my head around the concepts of cultural diversity in this course. Although I had ideas of what it means to be diverse, I was not educated on the perspectives of others, as I had preconceived biases towards how other minorities felt without understanding the full story. Through the materials provided, I believe I've enhanced my awareness on the cultural issues that Milwaukee faces. Understanding these are not merely the responsibility of the minority groups that are most heavily impacted by them, but also for those who hold great privilege. What went differently for me when progressing through this course was being exposed to minority groups that don't first come to mind when discussing racial issues, such as Asian Americans and Native Americans. Understanding which minorities receive more of a spotlight is important because it allows you to consider which don't. I've enjoyed learning about different cultures aside from the ones that were more prominent to me in my personal experiences. It causes me to reflect and learn about groups of people, rounding out my education of culture and race. When I spoke to my friend Ina, an Albanian American, I had made assumptions before our conversation of how she would answer my questions and react to the information from this course I shared with her. I found my assumptions were not correct and her perspectives were unique, ones that I didn't consider. Her final words of the interview still sit with me. If people don't want to recognize me as a human, they're not going to recognize me. It's important to acknowledge the human element when approaching conversations around race. Being human is what brings us together. From examining media such as The Help, a film on the experiences of black domestic workers in the 60s, I was able to travel back in time, unfortunately still not too far back, and learn a new perspective. My favorite quote and takeaway was, "All I'm saying is kindness don't have no boundaries." I think I used to make assumptions of how minority groups felt in relation to racial issues. However, from viewing different texts and conversations within this course, I've discovered that listening first and educating second is a better route to take. I can't assume that something is racist or that a person of color would view an action or statement as offensive. It's better to listen and learn before attempting to teach others. This will help me to practice using my privilege as a white male for the benefit of others. After learning of the 2016 riots in Milwaukee, my perspective of this city and my role in Milwaukee is now to encourage others to take each case of racial discrimination with compassion, understanding, and education. These riots were a misdirected cry for help from minorities who needed a voice. I thoroughly enjoy living in Milwaukee and recognize it for all its beauties and flaws. Being able to appreciate the beauty while also calling out the flaws is what results in an advancement of culture and community.